real estate market has been crashing since COVID, crashing up. That's what's going on. We actually have a crash, but it's going up, not down. So what do you call a crash that goes up? I don't know, but I just call it a crash up. So we're crashing up, and it's because of the lack of supply versus the household formation. A lot of people forget when we crashed, what happened was a lot of people sold their homes who shouldn't have been home buyers anyway. They went back to live with mom and dad. They went back to renting with roommates. They kind of regressed significantly. And as the economy flourished over the next 10 years, those people became buyers again. And so we have reformation of households, millions and millions of them, at a much faster rate than the construction of new residences. And so we actually have a major housing crisis on our hands. And I don't see anything that solves that in the near future, Dan.
And the reality is, here in San Diego and in California, there's so much red tape involved with building new homes. And there's so, especially here in San Diego, there's not a lot of places that you can build new homes. So the reality is, we would see way down the pipeline, like if there's going to be a major new build here in San Diego, we're going to know about it at least 5 or 10 years before they're actually breaking ground, or before these homes are actually going to become available. And we're just not seeing that. We're not seeing a lot down the pipeline. This graph here goes with what you were just saying, and I like the way that it's laid out on this one, where this is talking about the active listing inventory year over year in San Diego County, and going from top to bottom. Top, you have purple is 2019, green you have 2020, yet red is 2021, and then the orange on the bottom is 2022. And you can see very clearly this has been a seller's market this whole time, but yet we started with somewhere in the last, in the last 4 years, we started with somewhere around 7,000 homes, up near 8,000 homes. The year before that, I think we're up to 10, 12,000 homes. Now we're down below 2,000 homes, and we're starting to see signs of the inventory going up a little bit, which is great. But also keep in mind where we're starting. How low on this list, how low on this chart that we are starting. So we're still pretty far from it being a great market for buyers, but hopefully we're at least going to put ourselves in a situation where it's going to be a better market for buyers, which is what I think is what's happening.
Yeah, it just depends on how you look at that. If you look at a market where prices are going up pretty consistently, you could call that a seller's market, but only because sellers are getting paid to wait, and buyers are getting paid to get in sooner rather than later. And that's kind of what's been going on. And now we're starting to see those people. I'm getting those calls now. Hey, from people who bought a year or two ago going, can we do a cash out refi? Well, gosh, actually you can. I can't believe it, but yes, you can, because the value of your home has gone up so much. And that has been driven by, this lack of supply. But yeah, you would call it a seller's market because the seller is dictating terms. But really, the people who are winning in an upward and an appreciating market are the people who are buying and owning real estate, not the people who are getting rid of it.
I have never heard that twist on it, and I like it. That's pretty brilliant. Yeah, I mean, wow. Yeah, the amount of buyers that I've helped over the last couple of years that have, made you don't make the money unless you do a cash out refi or you sell your house. But the amount that their homes have increased in value is incredible. And I think you could probably, I'm guessing you would agree with me if I were to say that housing prices are not going to come down anytime soon.
It's just, I don't have a catalyst for it. I can't think of a reason why. I've been looking, I've been hunting, I've been searching for it. One of the big issues is that, we have a balanced market. And the way that you can tell that is, at least from a sentiment perspective, there's just as many the real estate's going to crash videos as there are real estate's not going to crash videos, maybe even more crash videos. And when you have that many people bearish, it's just impossible to have a crash of anything. If you have so many people who believe that there's a crash coming, they will take action as such, right? And if they do that, then they're going to be participating in preventing the crash by being a buyer on the sidelines who is ready to pull the trigger down the road. So it's just one of those things where crashes really only happen when you don't expect them, when everyone's on the same side of the trade. Like in 2008, when everyone owned a home, there was nobody left to sell homes to. And then, we found out about all the fraud from Wall Street. That obviously made things get worse quickly. But, we don't have a setup like that. There isn't a setup in the marketplace like that right now. So until someone shows me where a tremendous amount of inventory is going to come from, I just don't. I don't see us being able to call this the top. What this is most likely, Dan, is this is going to be a consolidation phase, which is simply a normalization phase. And it could take a while. It could take the whole year. It could take 2 years, where we just kind of bounce back and forth around in this price range, this price per square foot, the 650 to 700 a square foot on both attached and detached. We could just bounce around in there for a couple of years as we renormalize. This is what it costs to buy a house in San Diego. And then when we get on the other side of inflation and mortgage bonds become interesting again to investors, which they very well may, even while we're in the midst of inflation, if rates keep going up. Whenever that happens, now you're going to see mortgage rates go down, and you're going to see the whole thing start again, and we'll level higher again from there. But I can pretty much guarantee you one thing: the real estate market is not going to crash.